Welcome back to episode 137 of Who Should You Choose, the video series where I go through the prior videos, questions, and comments and help you with your HUT lineup decisions. Trying to think of where I want to start today. Here's where I want to start, okay? If you don't follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitch. I go live every single day at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. But a lot of the community showed me a lot of support, so I said that, you know what, let's do a 24-hour stream. I don't do them very often anymore. Usually it's around launch, things like that, simply because, you know, I'm old, and it's hard to be away from the family for, like, an entire calendar day. So, anyways, I was like, let's do a 24-hour rival stream, all right? Obviously psychotic, and it is what it is. Here's my thing after playing like 20 hours of Rivals. I think I got like 50 games in. A lot of it was like searching in the menus because, again, there isn't a lot of there's not a lot of people playing. But also, I play a little bit of squad battles, things like that, and I'll have an episode of No Money Spent that'll go over, you know, all that stuff. But that being said, man, here's what I've come to realize, and I think that this is a bigger issue that EA needs to address. And if they don't find a way to address it, it's going to lead to a lot more of an annoyance. So, here's the thing about Rivals, and let's just say online gameplay in sports games. There needs to be a couple things when it comes to that. Number one, it has to be rewarding. All right, so you're playing something pretty difficult. You need to get rewarded, and whether this is where people get hung up. It is not so much just about the reward in terms of the cards, coins, collectibles, all that stuff. It is the reward that you get for playing the mode emotionally. I'm not trying to be too deep here. However, let me explain what I'm talking about. If you play a game, any video game, without a goal in mind, and it is simply you're just trying to escape your mind, it's Netflix, right? You are going to get bored very quickly. And sports games and all video games as a whole have been engineered to basically make it where they prey on FOMO, so fear of missing out. If you can't, if you can't play a lot, it also gives you skill-based matchmaking, meaning that you won't get too high because if things are too easy, then you're gonna get bored. So they make it easy enough to do a little bit of good, then they kick you back down and you lose a bunch so that it triggers the emotion that you've got of losing and you don't like losing. So I'm going to play one more. I'm not ended on a loss, things like that. And it is a massive issue with gaming as a whole. And I think in NHL, what has happened is let me explain what I've realized or what I played through. I've been talking a lot about how I'm going to play NHL 25 all the way through the summer until I get to Division 1. I've never not been in Division 1 at some point in a year of NHL. Obviously, I'm much worse. I'm older now, and I play the game a lot less. Like, I don't play off stream, and, I played a lot of other games over the last, year, and to be honest, I didn't really particularly love content, especially at the beginning of the year, and, if you look at my games played, I think you'd be pretty stunned, considering that this is my job, right? Doesn't mean I'm not knowledgeable because I've been doing it for 7 years. It just means that when it comes to gameplay, my brain and my hands don't want to do what is necessary to win in this particular game. However, the issue is, on my climb so far, there has been an issue in NHL 25, and this has been around for years, especially in sports games, where they have made it so if you are great, I'm talking to put it in perspective, if you're in Division 2 in NHL 25, you are a very good player. And people that are, that have worn the same pair of pants and eat Subway nonstop and have played 15 hours of this game every single day, they want to say that you're not good because you're not some freak in Division 1 and getting 20 wins. That's a joke, okay? You are very good at the game if you get into Division 2. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at Division 1, there's about 300 people in Division 1. Okay, now there's also a bigger reason for why there's only 300. But think of that. It is absurd to me that a sports game of this magnitude, NHL is the way furthest fourth in terms of popularity, in terms of North American popularity even. So you've got football, you've got baseball, you've got basketball, and MLB can probably flip, and then you've got the NHL. And then there's UFC and all the other stuff, right? But NHL is probably fourth. And A major issue is that people aren't rewarded for making or staying in Division 1. Okay? And the biggest reason is that the objectives that did not come out at launch, these were implemented, when they were trying to solve the fact that the XP path was an absolute disaster. They made Rivals where all you've got to do is get 30 wins. And to be honest, if you rework that, if you look over the last few years, it's what we wanted. At least, maybe not the end result, but we wanted something that was a threshold. So if you go back and watch the last few years, you look at my comments, it's not just revisionist history. It's that Rivals used to be, you had to get inside the top 5% or whatever it is of your division to get the ultimate rewards. Now, the problem with that is that if you were in Division 1 and 2, you could play all your games and still not be in that division, in that upper tier, right? If you make it 30 wins, no matter what, you just got to get 30 wins. Doesn't matter if it takes you 60 games, doesn't matter if it takes you 35 games, you just got to get 30 wins. Now, the issue with that is that because the XP path is very easy to finish, which is a good thing, right? And the only other good rewards are via the competitive packs that you get inside of Rivals. You have the best players in the game that are still playing. They are now not in Division 1. They have deranked, sometimes all the way down to Division 3. So if you ever match up with someone and they immediately quit out, that's the reason why. They're trying to lose games on purpose. And when you have the community trying to lose games on purpose, you lose the plot. You lose the point. And maybe I'm a rare breed because I want to make Division 1 because I think it's like it's something to be proud of if you're a gamer. It means you're among the upper echelon of the video game that you've picked. Okay. And the issue that it has created is that as someone who is in Division 2, 1900, not even high Division 2, the amount of opponents that I immediately realized on puck drop, because again, I've been doing this for a long time. I can spot someone who's in Division 1. I know it immediately, and not only that, I know the gamer tags for a lot of people. I see them, and I'm matching up with them when I've set it to 50 skill rating. Okay? So I'm at 1900, I can only go to 1950 or 1850, and I'm matching up with dudes that qualified for GWC 2 years ago. And after playing the game for 24 hours, I realized that I don't even know if I moved up. I think I went up like 15 skill rating over the course of now, obviously I was tired, and you don't play for 24 hours, but I realized that you can't even get to Division 1 organically now at this stage of the game. Like if you were to improve, which you will do and you can do, your road to getting to Division 1 now is so much more difficult because you are playing the people that you should be playing when you get there. And that is an issue that needs to be resolved because I feel like playing NHL recently because I have a goal in mind. I don't want to just aimlessly play because that is when you can become bored of the game. I made a goal. I'm going to get to Division 1. I was actually having fun with it for a while. If you watch my streams, it's a lot more upbeat. I got to like 1980 at one point. And if I ever get to Division 2 this year, which I'm still going to try, if it takes me all the way to the NHL 26, I don't care. It's a goal I've made. The vibes will be electric because it'll be something in its own. And what's funny is that it is so much harder to get to Division 1 now than it is at launch. And that is such an absurd thing to me. And I'll give you for people that don't believe me, the level of player that you're going up against does not change. The amount of people that you are going up against does. And now you have all of the best, not all of them, a majority of the best players losing on purpose so that you play them the entire road up. It is so much more difficult. And for anyone that doesn't believe me, Hut Champs, where you don't really get skill-based matchmaking, you get win-based matchmaking, and again, it is so much easier. I got top 100. I can't get to 2,000 skill rating. I got top 100 in Hut Champs, and fairly easy, to be honest with you. It was the first time in a long time that I actually played my 20 games, and it was fairly easy. And Rivals is an absolute gong show. And obviously, when people play me, they'll lean forward. I'll get their best game, and I enjoy that for the most part. But it's a problem that needs to be fixed, in next year. And I don't know. You need to make it where being in Division 1 is worth it. That needs to be resolved, and it'll have a trickle-down effect that'll make the game so much better because that needs to be resolved. You need to make sure that players are staying where they should be, which means that either it's a reward thing or something. Removing GWC is tough, because now the kids that are addicted to the game and they don't realize they're addicted to the game, younger usually, they just quit out to get rewards. And it blows my mind that if you're great at a video game and you're just trying to get the path of least resistance to get cards that don't really matter because you're good at the game, like that's a psychological flaw that I don't understand. The only thing I can come up with is that not getting a lot of, it's a confidence thing. You get to smoke people constantly. I really don't know, because I don't have it in me to drop into. I could do the same thing. I could go to Division 3 or 4, get my 30 wins in 30 games, and it does nothing for me. That does zero for me. I don't have any excitement in that. And I could get way more packs. I could do more videos, stuff like that. No interest in it. So if you're someone that does it, I want you to explain to me why, and I don't want you to use the reason that it's easier to get packs, because there needs to be a better reason than that, because that's a joke. You need to find another game. You need to go outside. The touch grass thing is a joke. You need to just go and seek a new hobby. I recommend Slow Pitch. It's unbelievable. Go play summer hockey if you're not actually playing the sport. Maybe go try and sign up for a beginner league. Do something, because if you're just playing and losing on purpose to get a path of least resistance, to get cards that do not matter, it's just addiction, fellas. That's all it is. I talk about it a lot. It is just addiction. Anyways, that was 10 minutes. That was a long rant, and I apologize. A lot of you are probably angry about it, but I'm curious to hear your feedback on it, because after 24 straight hours of Rivals, I've now realized that me getting the Division 1 Rivals is probably not going to happen, simply because of the framework of the game. And obviously I'm not good. I could just get good, right? Like I fully aware of that, but I'm trying and I know how to, right? But it's the players that I'm going up against that I know who they are. And I'm like, how are you even matching me, man? And if you don't know those players because you're not someone who's been in the community for so long, you have no idea. You're just assuming that this is who you're supposed to go up against. It's not. So Beyond Bless says, I might be in the minority on this, but I think EA should give more second and third liners around the league more love with MSPs. I can't be the only one tired of seeing the same players every year get MSPs, and some players even getting multiple a year. Cheers, mate. A couple things here. This is a double-edged sword. So, the Sharpshooters event, that was, the majority of them were not superstars, right? Like, they were good players, but not great. You run the risk of third liners when interest. So when you're building a theme team, not everyone uses theme teams, right? When you're building a theme team and you get an event where they have no one on your team, you're not going to use any of those cards, right? But when you do get a theme team for the Lightning and you have Eric Chernak, sweet, awesome card, going to be sweet. A lot of the player base doesn't care about Eric Chernak. That's the risk you run. It's a very delicate balance. Now, number one, eliminate multiple MSPs in a year. That's got to go. Icons. If you removed icons, you can't remove icons, because I think if we did that, we would be like, man, I can't believe we don't have Gretzky or Peter Forsberg or Pavel Bure if he ever signed the alumni agreement. Like, it would be unbelievable, right? But the way to do icons is clearly not events. Maybe one an event, that would be cool. Maybe one an event, but they need to go back to the power up icon thing, or just release more content. One of those two, because it is annoying to get icons now because we have so many, and not get the real life cards get updated. The fact that Austin Matthews, he got an MSP, Austin Matthews, for whatever reason this year, was treated like he doesn't exist. Again, maybe Leafs fan bias here, but it blows my mind that one of the most popular players in the entire sport, he got a cover athlete card because he was a cover athlete, not because they chose him, but he got a cover athlete card, didn't get another card. Like, we went months without an upgrade, and then when we did, it was like a supernatural. Like, the framework of content is just busted. They can't get out of their own way. There's nothing that they can do, unless there is a massive change in how content is delivered on a tech side and a fundamental philosophy side of how the mode is going to run. This is just not it. Like, we want to use our favorite players. We want to use the most popular players the entire time. And yes, with the third liners and second liners, again, I think you run a delicate balance of you don't want to include too many, but I think a perfect event, it sucks now because the chase cards are like gone and they're not important. One of the things that I thought was good for events was they were the good cards but not the great cards or the great players, right? And then you mix in some. Um when you get to like the third liners, man, and you're not following that team, it's really boring for a lot of the player base. I got the Rat King on the exchange pack. Hated it due to being a Leafs fan, but the fact he's now going to be a 99 makes it a bit more palatable, and that is why fantasy is the best. I did went and got Brad Marchand as well. Banger day today. I'll be taking my 99 Marchand. Thank you very much. A couple days prior to the start of the finals, I got Marchie on the auction house for 225. Did the B&D set that came out and got him in that. Needless to say, I think I won. Now that I'm getting 299s today because I'm using my tradable Marchie to get Bennett. That's huge. That's a huge way to go. Love that. I would love a tip on how to get all sound to come from my TV speakers and also not from the controller. I know I can turn the controller speaker volume all the way down, but anytime I play with friends online, I need to turn it back on to hear them in chat. Yeah, I got a headset. Much appreciated if you can shed light on this one. Love your content. Keep the good work. I guess I know why the grass looks greener on the other side. You're landscaping. Well done, buddy. I don't know if you can do this in game, but in the PlayStation menu, you could turn off and mute your controller volume. You might have to YouTube this because I'm saying I've done this once 4 years ago when I got my PS5. But hit the home button and then like settings. There should be like a controller setting, I think, and you just hit mute controller speaker or go into the settings to actually do it. I think that will give you what you want. Ace Sleeves just wanted to say I finally got a fantasy card that worked out for me. Over the course of the playoffs, I pulled Batherson, Ben, and finally Marchand. I'm an Oilers fan, and it sucks to see the Panthers smack them around the last couple of games. At least one of my favorite my playoff fantasy cards worked out. I absolutely love that. Like I said, I think that fantasy is the best, like in terms of like an event and all of that. It's just it's very well done. The content team did very well with the fantasy cards. Would you trade in all of your 88s for 90s before the event ends and save 89s for the next event? Oh, man, we're just guessing here. To be honest, probably, but they have shown a tendency to just change and mess around whenever. So you got to buyer beware on that. But probably, I would say I'm an 80% certainty that you could do that. My team, I love a team review. I mean, we don't get a lot of these. My team currently is 99 Obi, Hamilton. It's so funny seeing Hamilton. Team of the season, McDavid, Mac, Sundin, Heatley. I also have Lundell and Marchand as well as X Factor's Dry, and I'm unsure to who to take out and put in as well as the best lines. I'm also planning on making one of the Crown, Chernak, and Eichel, and want to know which one is the better option. Thanks for advance. Okay, I'm going to have a rankings video, by the way, of the Crown players. God, this is what I'm talking about, underwhelming player selections. The Crown event actually makes sense, kind of fun. Really underwhelming in terms of player selection can suck the life out of an event. And man, did they do that with this one. And maybe it's biased. Let me know if you think the Crown selection for week 2 specifically was any good. All right. XP Arnott Madonna. It's probably time to move on from Madonna to the wing. I actually think that Matthew Nyes, unfortunately, without getting, it's going to sound nuts, even though he's at 98, not good enough anymore. He need to hit 99 for him to be an unbelievable card. I think that he's still good, but I think that you have unbelievable options. Hyman, same thing. He's not going to increase. So Lundell needs to go in your lineup. He's probably number 1, maybe number 2 behind Hamilton. I would say number 1. Madonna then moves to the wing, so you can move Nyes. You can move Madonna over. Madonna's just better on the wing because of his 99 skating. And then you've got Marchand too, which makes it tough. So what I would do is I'd probably throw Marchand in above McDavid or maybe behind because I think McDavid's abilities actually make him feel a little bit better. Heatley goes down, Bondra goes down, Madonna probably comes out of your lineup. That's realistically what I think should happen in this scenario. Yeah, that is. And then you said your right-handed side, Hyman should go, so I would make Eichel. I can't see your defense, but Eichel and Chernak, spoiler alert, are the best 2 from this event. So that's what I would go with. I have Aho Fantasy tradable. I think I will sell him and buy the 98 Game Breaker Forsberg because he's one of my favorite players of all time, and I tried to have as many Swedes as possible. What do you do? 100% go get your favorite guys, man. Like, so rarely in this game do we get an opportunity to use our favorite players that are actually good in the game. And every time you need to take it. And I don't mean, like, I'm not practicing what I'm preaching right now with my no money spent team because I want to make Division One. So I'm sacrificing the players I want to use. But if we go back to the beginning of the year when the next gen event came out, I made Askarov and Will Smith and Macklin Celebrini. And it was a blast using them because they were usable during that time and my favorite players to watch in real life. So 100% do that. So, guys, let me know. Do you think that I'm gonna have another Who Should You Choose video tomorrow? But who do you think wins the cup? Do you think that Florida takes it in Game 6 or 7? Man, I can't imagine if McDavid loses again. But Florida just looks like the legit perfect hockey team in the post cap era. Crazy to think. Anyways, thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.